Hi, this is Jane, and it is day 15 of fifth, day 15 of 40 days, where I'm exploring the energy of love, of the divine, um, and specifically tenderness, unconditional love. And what I'm realizing is the Divine Mother, which is just a way I'm labeling like pure creative energy. Um, it can't be it can't be held. It can't be reduced to something that you can define. It's a mystery. Like that energy holds us. It holds all of us. It contains all of us, but it can't be held. Um, and why am I even trying, right? So so for instance, like yesterday, I and not just yesterday. I mean, for I've been talking about this the form that's required for the container that's required to experience like the true freedom, um, like a kind of like a healthy discipline. And that made like a lot of sense to me, right? It's like, yeah, you can't just you have to take care of your body and make the environment and setting and space conducive to growth, to blossoming. It's like that marriage of heaven and earth. Like, yeah, inspiration strikes, but you also have to be prepared for it. So I just made this kind of like commitment yesterday, like, okay, I'm really gonna set aside time every day to say this is the time I'm doing my creative work, and I'm gonna meditate at this time every day, and kind of make it structured so that I can, I don't know, be more. Well, that's exactly what I realized. What I realized is I was doing it for a reason, like to solve a problem. Um, it's just like this cleanse. Like the way I would normally do a cleanse is with the intention of kind of fixing something. And this time it was really as an exploration. And so if I approached this whole, I'm going to meditate and do this creative work at a certain time every day, and I really approached it as just this like, this is gonna be fun, it's a discovery, then maybe that would be one thing, and just to surrender to it and see what happens and have fun with it. But I realized that I was trying to figure it out. Like, well, if I live this way, then I will be getting these results. Then maybe like life would work better, you know? And I was trying to like sort it out today. Like, okay, is that way better? Or maybe for like the rest of this cleanse, I just allow myself to not have any rules at all, and let's just see let's see what happens there. And I was really puzzled about it. Like I couldn't tell what real surrender means. Like it's like if I really was being tender, what if I just threw out all the rules and just totally trusted and let myself be led in the moment, and like what would happen then, you know? Or I could totally surrender to this structure and not think about it and just trust the structure. And I realized that either way, it's the same thing. It's about trust. It's about and I think the reason why I was putting so much emphasis on having to figure out which way was better was because I'm not trusting. I feel like I need to um, I'm making rules. Like I need to figure out this like method, and then I can feel safe. You know, then I can be successful. And whatever I choose, I'm still thinking in this goal oriented way. And so that kind of blew my mind because I this whole thing is about trust. Um, because without trust, you can't be tender to yourself or to others because you're protecting, you're guarding. And when you're protecting, you're separating. You're not trusting. And that's this thing about like when if I see it that the divine is holding me, if I could allow that to be true, that I don't need to give anything back to receive that. It's always there. I already have that love. I don't have to do anything to earn it or receive it. Then I wouldn't be trying to figure out so much, like trying to find something to hold on to so that I might be okay. So the card I picked today was Leap of Faith, and one of the things that came to me when I saw the card was to I've been thinking about going to like an open mic and sharing one of my poems. So I thought, okay, I'll do that today, because it kept coming in, and so I went, and I chose to do the carnival poem, and I was really excited because after this kind of the realization today, that it's really just about letting go of all of my ideas of what I think I need to do or I need to figure out. It's kind of like I realized again what the carnival poem is actually about. Like, I wrote that poem and it's like I didn't fully get it, like I got it conceptually, but today it kind of sunk in at a deeper level. Like, that poem is about what it would be like to completely let go of what I believe is necessary, like the kind of what I'm building my life around. And then it just put all these possibilities in my mind, like, because the reason why I was thinking about this whole structure thing in the first place is mainly because I'm working on, I told you guys, this program for my business, and I was all into it, and when the idea came in that maybe, what if I just didn't work on anything? What if I really just did what completely delighted me and felt super good, and I just like trusted that was going to be enough? Then of course the thoughts are like, well, I'm paying for a business coach, and I am taking this like program, and time is moving, and I need to, I have this work in the world to do, and I need to get it out there. And so so it occurred to me, like, what if that's not true? What if I have no idea what I really need to do? And what if I could just let go of that story and just see what actually happens? Like, even if it's just for the rest of this cleanse, even if it's, to just really do my best to live in the moment and lay down even my ideas of this work that I think is really good work. Yeah, what would it be like to be open to infinite possibility, like in every moment, not just within this paradigm, but completely just be open. And so yeah, I was really excited to share this poem because I felt like it was kind of like I say something like out loud, I feel like it's a declaration to myself and the universe, like, okay, I got it. I'm declaring this now. I'm going to free myself. I'm going to untether myself from my old limiting identities. And it's also getting out of my comfort zone, to be in front of people. So I was all psyched. I go to perform, and it was fine, but I felt bad afterwards, and I was trying to figure out why. And it was because I just didn't feel, I felt it was anticlimactic. I didn't feel like, people clapped, but I just didn't feel like it was anything special. I felt like I could have performed better, or that I was surprised that maybe the poem didn't seem like it resonated for anyone. So I was driving home thinking about this, like, what's the lesson here? What's life trying to teach me? Because I was so psyched, and So one thing that came was, first of all, I'm assuming I have no idea how this poem impacted people or didn't, and it's really none of my business. Like that's not the point. The point is for expression. Um, so yeah, noticing how my mind assumes. It's like, what am I expecting to get like a standing ovation? And then I went, and then I realized this is an opportunity to just love myself. Like, okay, for some reason I'm disappointed, or and I don't know why. So I just did this practice of feeling my feelings, which is kind of new for me, and not analyzing so much. And then when I just sat with it, like, okay, I'm disappointed, and I'm feeling this like thing in my throat, and then it shifted, and I realized I was sad, and then it kind of took me back to yeah, I felt like I needed, like I really wanted to impress, and of course it wasn't about this crowd, it was about the past, but like this feeling that I really want to impress or be the best, or like I need a specific kind of reaction for me to feel like, oh, that was good. Like I need to know I performed well. And this is from when, my the way I was brought up. Like if I performed well and I received a good response, then I was valuable, right? I was loved. But if it's like a no response or mediocre, then it's like I didn't do a good enough job. And intuitively it like connected me with my father. My father, this is I get this from my father. It's like, if you're not the best, then you're nothing. I mean, can you just imagine that that pressure? Like, and I realize that's what I'm doing in my work too. It's like this, there's a part, I have an ambition to change the world, And that's great. Like part of that is really great. It's pure. And there's another part that really comes from this, like, because if I don't, then I'm nobody. And so I better, which doesn't really make things fun. And it also puts an air of like desperation or force into the work, which is not what I want. No one wants that. But I saw this in my father, and I just realized, wow, like that's how he's been living. And I really, and as I just felt the sadness, I started yawning a lot, and there was a lot of release. And then I went back to, okay, how do I feel now, knowing that I didn't impress anyone? Like, if that's true, because it might not even be true, and I felt completely relaxed about it. And it was so cool, and I was so proud of myself. Like, I'm like, I actually did it. I actually felt my feelings, and allowed it to just move through me in the moment. And I realized, like, that was so much more important to me. That was such a bigger success than if I had had a standing ovation. And so I was so thankful for life. Like, she keeps surprising me, and I think I'm just trusting that process more and more. It's like when I didn't feel good after the performance, at least I had the presence of mind to trust that there was something in there, that it wasn't just like, well, that sucked, and I feel proud of myself. Actually, I feel really proud of myself. Like, I really do care about the discovery more than any outer success. And so I feel like I'm helping change this pattern in my family, and I may think a lot of us suffer from it, of that we need to that our value comes from an external place. And yeah. There's another piece here, but I think I'll leave it here. Yeah, she's a mystery. She's a mystery, and I'm so delighted that life keeps surprising me, and I'm getting it. It's like, if I want to be aligned with life, if I want to know what it's like to be her, then I have to be okay with this open-ended kind of, almost uncomfortable feeling of just not knowing and not having to figure it out. Thanks for listening. Bye.